Okay. I've given them 2 bags of oats. I'm going to give them 2 bags of oats for the next few days. The young ones are putting on weight better, but I'm just not happy with Cleo and Arthur. She's getting better. The back leg. This is Stompy. Yes, no, she's much better. When I say look, I mean, just her ribs. You can still see a bit of ribs, but she's filling out. And see, I don't know if you can show. I can show that very well. But see, she's still a little bit hippy, but she's getting much better. And her back end's not as flat. She's getting a round butt again. She looks good. Anyway, she needs to put on a bit of weight, but she looks good. I'm not happy with Cleo. She's struggling to get on top of it. So there's another. See, there's 2 bags. And what I want to do is get a bathtubs, and just fill them up. So, mind you, I actually think this is not a bad way to eat, because they're eating it like they would normally graze. So, and then you can see there's a bit of poo there, which isn't ideal. But I just need to empty it out. I end up dragging them because they're a bit heavy. And then, he needs to put on more weight. And you can see Cleo's flanks are in at the back. Him not happy. Flanks are in. He just really needs to put on more weight. And I'm feeding them all together at the moment because they all need to put on weight. So, and as I always say, when you come from this position, you look when they've got their hind quarters up on a slope, they always look a bit slimmer. It's the way they hold themselves. Yeah, she's not too bad. She just needs a little bit more weight. Cleo and Arthur need weight. Cleo, Arthur, Penny, Ruby and Banjo, they all need to put on weight. But yeah, I'm just thought, because these 3 older ones would have a whole bag a day to themselves, I didn't want to just feed them up, because most people who follow this know that they missed out on getting feed in and panic colicked. So I just had to get them back into feeding gradually. Couldn't just give them a big load, and so I've upped their feed now because they've been used to this, and they can take more. And what I'll do is when I get my bathtub set up, I can actually fill up, say, 3 troughs with a bag of oats each and see how they all go. Because at the moment they're not gorging, they come and go. I watch them eat, and I feed them at different spots, by the way, and I watch them eat. I just came back from the feed store and I thought I'll feed them up here. I haven't fed them up here for a while. I try to feed them usually in the same place for maybe 3 or 4 days in a row and then move it, and that's not a bad idea. That's the only thing with feeding troughs is if they're heavy like baths, you can't move it around, so you get a lot of wear and tear around where they are. This little method that I've got here is pretty good, except you just lose feed in the dirt, and when it's raining it's going to be hard. I have to make sure they go where it's really has a lot of grass, otherwise it'll just get lost in the mud. But I should also be putting down some lime or dolomite, which has got calcium carbonate and magnesium in it, because of the soil. It's normal for them to eat a certain amount of soil a day. Australian soil's high in iron, and they need their zinc and copper as well with it. So I need to put their supplements out. At the moment I can't reach them where they're stored, so I need somebody to help me get to them. That's the problem. And I want to use those up before I buy more. So that's that. As my girl's going to be 30 next month. I mean, certainly, like, Arthur does look like so much better, and his skin's very good. He's a happy boy. His fur is good. The coat's nice and shiny. Don't like Cleo. Just looks like she just seems to have dropped some weight. Not happy with that. So open about it. You can see her and Arthur are very similar shapes. He's got the longer legs, they've got that same sway back shape. And he's a quarter horse cross. She's a thoroughbred. They normally don't have big butts. Her butt gets nice and round when she's got enough weight on. And Penny's a stock horse. I've got like so many different types of horses. It's fascinating. Got an Arabian, Ruby's an Arab. An Arab with a normal dish face, not like one of those crazy dish faces that deforms them. I hate what they've done to them. The others are Brumbies, so they're mixed. I reckon they've got some Arab in them. They've probably got stock horse. My guess is that they're like an Arab stock horse mix and maybe something with feathers, something, you know. There's a heavier set horse in there, but they've selectively, because Halo shows the feathers the best. And they're quite solid. They're a real mixture of everything. But they've selectively, the smaller ones have kept going. In this particular type of horse, Guy Fawkes Heritage horses are a bit smaller. Oh no, see, it's high wind. He needs his butt to fill out. I can't wait. You see the difference in Ava's butt compared to Badger's. She's telling Ruby to get lost. Oh, Ruby, they're getting good friends. Cleo hangs out with them. They're all going quite well. The herd's good. It's nice and cohesive. It's why I like my herd. No unnecessary power struggles. It's got a very well defined herd hierarchy. They've stopped jostling for place. I mean, of course they always try it on, you know, they'll push and just see what they can get away with. And then see this, sorry, I can't even see this here, this is fireweed. And just try and pull it out by the roots and leave the roots exposed to the sun. It's the best way to deal with it. It's just that I feel really sick when I bend over. I can't bend over very much. I didn't get that totally. I could feel it. So it's a pain. It'll grow back. Yeah. I think I handle things all right for a disabled horsewoman. I want to get back in the saddle. Love that creek in the distance, the blue reflection. And I'll show you before we go that square. It's holding on pretty well. We're due for some rain. When it rains, I'm going to crack it open so that it'll get the sun to it. It'll be less likely to go mouldy. The sun will dry it out quite quickly. Oat and hay survives rain pretty well. When it's in a tight wad like it is now and it gets rained on, it's more likely to mould. When you've got clear open spaces, if you can get the hay, you probably aren't going to hear me because of the wind. The wind's so hot. Anyway, when you spread the hay out, I just want to show you. I'm talking, it's so beautiful. I love it. I love it here. It's just so nice. Anyway, when you spread the hay out, if it gets the sun, oat and hay copes pretty well with the wet, and it'll dry out before it gets mouldy. Depends on your environment. Okay, I'll leave it at that.